Today, I want to lead us through a reflection on some of the words from The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. I read this book a couple months ago and it really blessed me. But first, let's get some tea. Today, I'm sipping on some organic chamomile. Doesn't that look lovely? All right, let's do some reflecting. You are not your thoughts. You are simply aware of your thoughts. This simple ideal alone has set me free because I tend to live in my mind and I tend to think a lot and overthink. Overthinking has disabled me. Overthinking has limited so many opportunities that I think God was trying to steer me into. When I recognize that I am more than my thoughts and I have the ability to let go of my thoughts, I'm not going to stop thinking. I'm always going to be thinking. But I have the ability to detach myself from those thoughts and recognize that just because I have a thought, that doesn't mean that I am that thought or that thought is true. I can take my thoughts captive, like the scriptures say, and I can use my thoughts to serve my soul and to serve the people around me and to serve my existence. That is so freeing. And when you embody that truth that you are not your thoughts, that sets you up to have more ideas and be open to more ideas and more beliefs, because beliefs are thoughts and ideas. So when I set that up and I really embraced that truth, man, it opened me up to a lot of beautiful things. When you are an aware being, you no longer become completely immersed in the events around you. Instead, you remain inwardly aware that you are the one who is experiencing both the events and the corresponding thoughts and emotions. What happens is we become unconscious and unaware, and we just latch onto our emotions and we think that we have to just be driven by our emotions, or we latch onto a thought and think we have to be driven by our thought, or we latch onto what someone says or what something that happens outside of us, and we think we just have to latch on to these things, when in reality we can just look and observe first and then decide how we want to respond and react or not react. That seed of awareness, that observation, this is what he is talking about in this book. This is who he claims we are. Only you can take inner freedom away from yourself or give it to yourself. Nobody else can. I think I've been aware of my inner reality for a long time, but this book has helped me to package things and put things into words and frame things and know how to talk about what's going on within me, because I didn't know how to do that before. But this idea that no one can take away your inner freedom is so true. You can fire me, you can come and punch me, you can rob me of my money, but you cannot take away the inner freedom that I have. Even if you put me in jail, you can put me in jail and take away my physical freedoms, but I can still have an inner peace that cannot be taken away from me. Life is surrounding you with people and situations that stimulate growth. You don't have to decide who's right or wrong. You don't have to worry about other people's issues. You only have to be willing to open your heart in the face of anything and everything and permit the purification process to take place. Wherever you are, whatever you're going through right now, this is meant to lead you somewhere, or you are exactly where you need to be. Wherever you are right now. And that's hard to accept a lot of times, especially when we're dealing with pain or misfortune. But these things, as we open our hearts to these things and surrender to these things, these can be the most purifying things that we can experience, the most sanctifying things, the most transformative things that we can experience if we're able to just open to whatever comes our way. And I think this is what he's talking about. He's talking about the importance of surrendering to life circumstances, because as I leave my apartment, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who's going to cut me off in traffic. I don't know what my boss may say. But I do know that as I open myself to whatever, I become more free. And I let life teach me, and I let circumstances and things that are out of my control teach me, instead of me clinging to my desire to have things go my way. And that makes it harder for me to experience life for all that it is. The spiritual journey is one of constant transformation. In order to grow, you must give up the struggle to remain the same and learn to embrace change at all times. This is so true. The more you surrender to the reality that change is going to occur in your life, the more you prepare yourself for growth. Especially when it comes to the spiritual journey or the spiritual path that you're taking, you're going to have change. There's just going to be newness, because that's the reality of life. Nothing stays the same. We are experiencing a day that no one has ever experienced before. We're experiencing a time that no one has ever experienced before. Change is going to happen. And as we surrender ourselves to that change, we make things a little easier, instead of us just resisting and saying no to that change that is going to happen anyway. As we open ourselves to that, it makes the spiritual journey, I think, more beautiful. And recognizing that, hey, I'm not going to stay at one place. And I may be at one place a little bit longer than others, but I'm growing. Just like I'm growing physically, whether I like it or not. Like I'm going to age, whether I like it or not. I should be growing spiritually and emotionally and mentally. I should be growing in all of these stages. The truth is, everything will be okay as soon as you are okay with everything. And that's the only time everything will be okay. Can you be okay with everything? The pain, the pleasure, the struggle, the ease, the hot, the cold. This is how you become invincible. When you learn to be okay with everything that life presents your way. This is how you become unbreakable. I mean, you're still going to experience these things. You're going to have pain. You're still going to have all of these things, but to be open to everything, no matter what, and to recognize that everything is a gift and everything is an opportunity for something else. Man, that's a beautiful way to live. And that's how I want to live. And I'm so grateful he's packaged this idea in such a way that is easy to digest and easy to embrace. It is actually possible to never have another problem for the rest of your life. This is because events are not problems. They're just events. Your resistance to them is what causes the problem. You can actually live a life that is problem-free. It only becomes a problem when you say it's a problem, or you live your life in a way that responds to it like it's a problem. I get a flat tire. That is an event. I get fired from my job. That's an event. I don't have enough money in my bank account to get food tonight. That's an event. That doesn't have to be a problem. And we tend to make everything in our lives that do not go our way a problem. And there's more freedom in not resisting, but just surrendering and recognizing that I don't have to have problems anymore. I can just have circumstances and situations occur, and I can choose how I'm going to respond to all of these things and not have another problem for the rest of my life. The beauty of embracing deep truths is that you don't have to change your life. You just change how you live your life. It's not what you're doing, it's how much of you is doing it. The crazy thing is, he's not telling you to do anything different. He's telling you to look at what's going on around you differently. That's it. You don't have to be a millionaire after reading this book. You don't have to quit your job after reading this book. But you're challenged to look at your job differently and look at how you respond to situations in your life differently. And basically, he's teaching you how to take the driver's seat and to not be just swayed with the currents or swayed with what goes on around you. And this is so freeing once you're able to embrace some of these deep truths. And this book has already helped me in so many ways. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video has blessed you, and I hope that you can join us next week.